We're in a rising interest rate environment. Sales are down month over month and average price is down from the peak as well. So all those things put together, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to buy a house this year. And maybe that's confusing based on everything I just said, but I see an opportunity for myself. And even though I typically make videos just about the market in general or circumstances that are happening with our clientele, today's video is going to be about me, my plan, why I'm going to be buying a house this year, and hopefully you find some value in it. My name is Tom Storey. I run a real estate team here in the city of Toronto. And if you watch this video today and you get any value at all, if you could give it a like and subscribe to the channel, I would very much appreciate it. Now, there's two other things I want to mention before we move forward here. One, if you want to book an appointment with me or my team, go into the first link in the description. You can book a buyer call, a seller call, or just a call to chat about the real estate. And number two, and this is something brand new, if you go into the description, torontohousingtracker.com, and you sign up with your email, you're going to go straight to a live Google Doc that I'm going to update every single month with all of the stats and information and insight that I think is relative to the market. It's kind of your inside scoop on what's going on. So if home prices in the city of Toronto have been falling, and we know that interest rates are going up, I think a lot of people are trying to decide, okay, well, does it still make sense for me to get into the market? And I started looking at what was happening, specifically with condos still being fairly strong across the board, but detached prices falling off about 6% from the peak, and saying, wait a second, maybe this is the opportunity that I was looking for. Okay, so I'll give you some of the backstory here. So I bought a condo in 2016, and at the time I paid $570,000 for it. It was a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom in the King Street West area of Toronto, and it was 868 square feet. If you fast forward to today, even where the market's at today, conservatively, it's worth over $900,000. So based on the initial 20% I put down at 570 and the equity over the last few years, I'm sitting on a lot of opportunity. And one thing we had talked about in the recent video is that although condo sales are down so far at this moment, I haven't seen the drop off on the condo market as I've seen on the detached side of the market. So it got me thinking, I was running scenarios through my head. Well, what if I sell that condo now, I cash out of it, I have the money in the bank, and then I wait to buy the right house at the right time? So the thought process is, I'm going to sell this condo. I'm actually going to list it in the next week. And if I can get the price that I'm looking for, I'm going to sell it. We're going to have a firm sale. And then I'm going to wait until after June 1st to start seriously looking for a house, because rates likely are going to go up again on June 1st, and that should bring down prices a little bit across the board. And I'm going to wait for the right opportunity after that happens to buy a house. We talk a lot in this channel about condo prices versus detached prices. And pre-pandemic, the gap was $700,000. At the peak in February is $1.25 million. And right now it's just a shade over $1 million. So the gap is still big, but in the last 2 months, I've seen a little bit of an opportunity for me. If you're selling a condo and buying a house, the gap is smaller than it previously was. Now, I should preface this by saying that I bought this condo many years ago, and that's why I have so much equity in it. And that's going to be the down payment plus some money that I've saved for the next house. And you might be thinking to yourself, okay, well, Tom, I understand trying to sell the condo now before rates go up. That kind of makes sense, right? Because they haven't really dropped off. But why are you going to try and buy a house right away? Shouldn't you just wait longer if you think prices will continue to slowly go down? I actually did an interview with Bloomberg today, and I was talking to the interviewer about my own current situation. And he asked me this question. And I thought about it, and I thought, you know what? This house is going to be my house for the next 10 years. We have a young family. I just became a dad, and I want to get into a certain school district. So whether I buy in June, July, August, or September, if I'm going to hold this house for 10 years, honestly, I'm not going to stop myself from buying a house if the right opportunity becomes available. And I'm okay with the fact that if I buy in July and there's a better opportunity in August where I could have got the same house for $40,000 or $50,000 less, I'm okay with that long term if I get what I want and I have the long term 10-year perspective on owning this property. So why not just wait? Well, because regardless of interest rates, regardless of how the market is reacting, regardless of everything, life happens, right? I want to do this and make sense for myself right now at where I'm at in my life. And I want to buy that house that I'm going to be in for the next decade that I'm going to raise my family in. So in summary, the math is basically this. Based on the condo I bought for $570, the 20% I put down at the time, and the fact that it's probably worth $900,000 plus now, based on the house I'm going to buy, which realistically in the city of Toronto is going to cost me $1.5 to $2 million, I see an opportunity now to sell on this side, buy on this side, as long as you have that long-term perspective. And if you're new to the channel, great. I'll explain the fundamentals of the market and why I believe so strongly in it. If you're already a subscriber, I apologize if you heard this before. But the three things that I look at, the fundamentals of the market, one is interest rates. Yes, they are going up, but historically still below where inflation's at right now. Okay, so that's interesting to me. The second is immigration, 400,000 new immigrants. Now, that doesn't mean they're buying 400,000 new homes, right? Because there's families of 3 and 4 that are buying one house, but still, there are a lot of people coming into this country, and a big portion of them come to the GTA, and the unemployment rate is very low right now. The job market is actually booming. A lot of people are moving around. So right now, I'd say like 2.5 of the 3 are strong because the interest rates is a bit of a question mark. But the long-term fundamentals of the market, I believe in, and I'm going to make a decision today based on what's going to be best for me in the next decade, not just what's going to be best for me in the next 6 months to a year. But I'd like to know, what do you guys think? Do you think my plan is sound? Do you think I'm totally out of my mind? Either way, I would love to know what you think. Thank you so much again for watching this video. And remember, home is where your story begins.